Okay, I'm going to jump to a different story. This one involves the Tennessee Office of Faith-Based Initiatives. Here you go. Did you know this existed? This exists. And I'll give you some background on this thing here. Tennessee has a governor named Bill Lee. He was elected in 2018. And ever since he got elected, he's made religion kind of a centerpiece of his administration. And what we just found out, or I should say, I just found out, I don't want to pretend like this is news to everyone, is that the Tennessee legislature, which is it's Republican super majority. This is the same legislative body that expelled two black guys earlier this summer. They passed a budget that gives $1.2 million to Bill Lee's Office of Faith-Based Initiatives. And I think there's a fair question to ask, which is, okay, well, where's the money going? Because, listen, Obama had an Office of Faith-Based Initiatives. George W. Bush started one in the White House during his office. Like, I can make an argument for why that's not necessarily a bad thing. If you're trying to reach as many people in your state as possible, one way to do it is by going through churches. And so if you have a connection to all the various religious organizations in your state, you might be able to spread a message. You might be able to get in touch with trusted members of the community. Maybe they don't care about politics, but they will listen to their religious leader. And a lot of these churches, to their credit, they do a lot of good. And I say churches, I mean churches, mosques, synagogues. They do good secular work. And if they want to apply for taxpayer funded grants to do that secular work, I don't necessarily see a problem with that. So the existence of an Office of Faith-Based Initiatives itself, I mean, it's some problems, but like I could make a case for why it's not the worst. But in Bill Lee's case, he's had a very weird relationship with the faith-based community. And here's why. If you go back to the beginning of his term, like he's in office in 2020 when COVID hits and Tennessee was hit especially hard. What did Bill Lee do? Well, he limited indoor gatherings to 10 people, like a lot of states did. But Bill Lee said, if you're a religious organization, no limit. All of you can cram into a church and have your services. Like religious buildings were exempt from that requirement, which is like having an umbrella with a giant hole, or it's like being in a pool and saying this over here, that's the section where it's okay to pee in the pool, just not anywhere else. It's like, dude, it affects everybody at the end of the day. One church, by the way, actually had a 3-day New Year's Eve blowout. No masks, just a massive party. You can imagine how many people got sick and spread COVID from things like that. When COVID got especially bad and people were really getting sick, he actually did this thing. Check out this tweet right here. His Office of Faith-Based and Community Initiatives says it will begin emailing out prayers on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays this month. That's 12 prayers he was going to send out to fight COVID, because that's what happens when you let religious nutcases take over your administration. He also later issued a day of fasting and prayer to solve the COVID crisis that he did not do anything about. So this is what his faith-based office did once it was established and before they really had a budget. They might have gotten some private funding. There were volunteers running the show. But this is what they did without a budget, and it was weird. And it was absolutely not, let's give money to food pantries and things like that. But this week, the Tennessean newspaper, a reporter basically wanted to know, okay, now they're getting a budget of $1.2 million. What are they going to do with all this money? And the answer was basically, oh, we have no idea. I'm sharing my own article here. And the reason is I wanted to share the Tennessean article, but it's now behind a paywall. But check out some of this stuff. The money will go to hiring, here we go, 5 new core staff members and 6 community liaisons. So they have 11 staffers that they're going to hire. Okay, to do what? No idea. No one seems to know what they're going to do with that money now that they have it. If I scroll down here, it's not social media because their Twitter account hasn't been updated in years. Facebook hasn't been updated in years. The highlight of the article, by the way, in the Tennessean, check this out. Can you see that? Even more telling, as of August 11th, the website URL redirects to a Malaysian lottery website. Amazing. That's what they're doing. You would think having a teenager you could pay minimum wage to and just say, can you like work Facebook and just make sure the website works? Nope, that person's not getting money. But as you can see, the executive director, he's making $165K this year. And he's also getting a $12,000 car allowance to do what? Visit churches, because it's not like he's visiting a ton of mosques or synagogues or anything else. And his assistant makes $48,000 a year, but they're not updating anything. So again, where is he going? What's he doing with this money? A couple things they found out in the Tennessean. He's met 84 groups since running this office. 3 of them were not Christian. And again, that's just meeting with them. That doesn't mean actually working with them. So that's messed up. Other things that we know is that what have they done that might be useful? Well, they hosted a Hope line, HOPE, a Hope line to offer connection and encouragement for older adults, which sounds kind of nice. You want someone to talk to? Are you feeling lonely? Here's a number you can call that is run through our Office of Faith-Based Initiatives. That phone number is disconnected now, so it doesn't even work there. Other things he's done, they created a map to point out where all the churches and houses of worship are across the state, which Google could have done for you by itself. I don't know why you needed someone in the office to do that. They had a podcast to talk to nonprofit leaders in the religious community. That hasn't been updated in a couple of years. So again, I have no idea what this office does. So bottom line is Tennessee lawmakers are giving over $1 million of taxpayer money to this organization, this faith-based initiatives group. And it's anyone's guess what they're going to do with the money, whether it's a good use of anyone's time. I have no idea what they're going to do. Just insane stuff. So it's very frustrating. I wish they had better people at the helm.